Rihanna and ASAP Rocky. We see them as these global superstars, right? But what's happening behind the scenes? That's where it gets really interesting. They're tackling one of the toughest parenting gigs out there, raising multiple, very young kids. And their playbook? It's not like anything you've probably seen before.
So that's the big question, isn't it? How on earth do you manage all that chaos, the jealousy, the endless demands of toddlers, especially when the whole world is watching your every move? And here's the thing. Their secret isn't about having more nannies or a bigger house. Nope. It's all about a really specific, super intentional mindset.
And today, we're going to dive deep into their most fascinating strategies. We're talking about something as simple as a mason jar, but it's used to hold these huge feelings. We'll look at a piece of wisdom that comes straight from Rihanna's mom in Barbados. And maybe my favorite part, how they figured out a way to turn that classic sibling rivalry into something that actually feels like a powerful team sport. It's pretty wild.
All right, let's start at a place we can all understand. The moment a new baby shows up. I mean, it's a universal challenge, right? It completely shifts the entire family dynamic. And that's true even for a family like this one. For their firstborn, RZA, when his little sister arrived, well, it changed absolutely everything for him.
Now, check out the wording here. This is so key. They didn't just see it as, a toddler getting used to a new sibling. No, they saw it for what it really was, a total identity recalibration. Think about that. He went from being the absolute center of their universe to suddenly having to share that orbit. For a little kid, that is a massive, profound change.
So, what was the game plan? How did they handle it? Well, Rihanna's response wasn't what you might expect. She didn't try to force him to be a big boy or just deal with it. She actually did the total opposite. She just doubled down on affection. We're talking more kisses, longer hugs, constantly reminding him of his special place as her first baby. It was all about making sure he felt seen and secure, even while this new little person needed so much attention.
And ASAP Rocky's role? It shifted too. I mean, this is a guy who's a master performer on stage, but at home, that performance is all about one thing: building trust. He sets up these little moments where his sons get to be the heroes, letting them rescue him by finding the diapers, or even teaching him how to swaddle a doll. It's such a genius way to make them feel important and capable.
Okay, so you see these individual actions, but how does it all connect? This is what's so cool. These aren't just random parenting hacks they found online. They are all deeply rooted in a core belief, a philosophy really, about understanding and validating their kids' emotions no matter how messy they get.
And this right here, this is a perfect example of where that philosophy comes from. It's a simple but seriously profound rule from Rihanna's own mom back in Barbados. Let them talk, even if it's nonsense. And that's the key, isn't it? It's all about giving kids the space to just process, to get their feelings out without being interrupted or corrected. She gets that all that rambling is actually how kids figure out what's going on inside. So here's the crucial takeaway. They don't see chaos as a problem they need to solve. They see it as a language they need to translate. So instead of trying to shut down a tantrum, they redirect all that big energy into a game, like a treasure hunt. A messy moment with spilled cereal, that becomes the start of a story. It's a complete reframe that builds connection instead of creating conflict.
They're also, and I mean incredibly strict about avoiding comparison between their kids. They see it as the poison that starts sibling rivalry. You can see on the screen even casual comments like, "Oh, he walked faster," are totally banned, because they know those little remarks, they can build and turn into long-term resentment. Instead, each kid's unique timeline and strengths are celebrated, period.
And look, fights are gonna happen, right? Over a toy dinosaur, a blue sippy cup, you name it. But when they do, Rihanna and ASAP don't just jump in and play referee. Their goal isn't just to stop the yelling. It's to actually teach negotiation. By framing it as, okay, you two are team captains, figure it out, they're empowering their boys to start building their own problem-solving skills right from the start. Okay, let's get into the really practical stuff, the how-to. How do they actually turn this big philosophy into daily action? This next part is all about the specific, super creative rituals they use to build that deep family connection. All right, first up is this concept from ASAP Rocky called mirror hours. And the idea is so simple, but it's really powerful. It's not about the quantity of time you spend with your kids. It's about carving out these small, protected windows of totally focused, one-on-one time that's tailored to exactly what each kid needs in that moment. Maybe it's a wild dance party for one and a quiet bug hunt in the yard for the other. And this really puts it all in perspective, doesn't it? Think about it.
10 minutes of your completely undivided, phone-down, eye-to-eye attention that can be way more powerful than hours of just being in the same room while your mind is a million miles away. They literally see this as building up a trust bank account. Every focused minute is a deposit.
Okay, now this might be their most brilliant idea of all, the jealousy jar. It's so simple. It's just a physical place for kids to put their trickiest emotions. So when a child feels jealous or left out or just sad and can't find the words, they can draw a picture of it or just scribble it out on paper and put it in the jar.
But it's the process that makes this whole thing work so well. It's 4 simple steps. 1, you feel the feeling. You don't push it away. 2, you express it. You draw it or write it down. 3, you physically let it go by dropping it in the jar. And then 4, and this is the most important part, later the family looks at it together. And the biggest rule? No fixing. The goal is just to listen and say, I hear you, not to try and make the feeling go away.
And if you want to know just how powerful this can be, get this. This was one of the first notes their son RZA put in the jar. Just a heartbreakingly simple note that said, I miss Mama Lap. I mean, that's a feeling he might not have been able to say out loud, but the jar gave him a safe space to express that deep, deep longing for his mom's undivided attention after his sister was born.
Another one of their cornerstone rituals is the Sunday Circle. So every week, the whole family gets together, no screens allowed, and everyone shares 3 specific things. Something that made them laugh that week, something that made them sad, and one thing they love about a sibling. It's such a simple structure, but it's brilliant for building emotional vocabulary and really reinforcing those family bonds.
And it's not just about feelings, it's about purpose, too. They make sure everyone feels useful by giving them these small but genuinely important jobs. Being the official wipe distributor or the lullaby selector at bedtime, it isn't just a chore, it's a real role. It makes the kids feel like they're valued, contributing members of the team, which, is a massive confidence booster for a toddler.
So you see all these daily practices, these jars and circles and little jobs, but what's the end game? What's the ultimate goal here? This brings us to their long-term vision, the real legacy they're trying to build for their family.
And this is it. It's not just about raising polite kids or successful kids. The real dream, their North Star, is to raise siblings who become a home base for one another, a source of safety and trust and just unconditional support that's going to last their entire lives, long after mom and dad are gone.
And they're realists. They know a foundation that strong isn't built overnight or with one big talk. It's built through thousands and thousands of tiny, consistent moments. Things like ASAP Rocky pausing a massive music video shoot just to FaceTime his kids for their bedtime story. It's those little, unseen choices that really build a legacy.
So if you had to boil their entire playbook down to a single powerful mantra, this would be it. Connection before control. In pretty much every situation, the priority is to first understand and connect with what their child is feeling before they try to correct or control the behavior.
And that really leaves us with a big question to think about, doesn't it? I mean, so much of modern parenting is completely focused on achieving perfection. The perfect schedule, the perfect behavior, the perfect Instagram photo. But what if we all took a page from this playbook? What could change for all of us if we just chose presence instead of perfection?